Yes, people, welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV back again. Just got back from Newcastle, home to Bristol, and I got my new guest on, Andy, and asked if she wants to come on. She's quite happy to come on, and it's Anna. Big up to you,
Hello.
Anna.
Hello.
How are you doing? Yeah, Reese?
All good after yesterday.
Champion stuff. I know you got to go 7:30, which is fair enough, and I totally understand that, but we just do the best we can, and we say, go. So, welcome to the show the first time. And before we go into the comments, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And if you like the super chat, it's open. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. And Anna, it's your first time here.
Yes.
Tell us about everything about you. And how long have you been in Newcastle for? What made you support Newcastle United? And what's your greatest moments?
I think, well, first of all, I'm Anna. I'm 19. I've basically supported Newcastle all of my life. It's always been a big thing in my family.
Cool.
I mean, my dad is a very big Newcastle supporter. I've got my season ticket with him, but you would have missed him yesterday when I saw you because he was away. So me and my dad have had a season ticket for probably the last 7 years or so. Since the season in the Championship, so that was a fun time. I mean, I really enjoyed the season that we had in the Championship. You saw a lot of goals flying in, so it kept you very entertained. And I think as my highlights, I very much enjoyed. It was a good few seasons ago now when we beat Everton 3-2, went 2-0 down, and we came back at home and won 3-2. I mean, that was a great game. I think just the atmosphere in the ground that day was electric. Obviously, the club getting took over has got to be a highlight. I don't think anyone could quite believe that it finally happened. But in terms of this season, I know it wasn't a win, but that 3-3 draw against City at home was a very interesting game to watch, and I can't say that it wasn't really just an amazing thing to see how far we'd come that early in the season. So I think, in terms of, I know we've had so many amazing wins, but I think that 3-3 did just show how far we have come against those big teams like that.
Champion stuff, fantastic. Yeah, know a lot about your football, don't you? I remember that game.
I try.
3-2.
I can't say I'm a total expert, but I do really, I really do enjoy having my season ticket. It's definitely something I'm grateful for.
Fantastic stuff. I've got to see his ticket actually new as well. Can only go to some games as much as I can. Before we go on to the comments, guys, just a few rules as well. It's a football related channel. Please be respectful of comments and also no trolling. Otherwise, you banned on the show. And also, no caps, no duplicate comments, and also no discussing or promoting your own or other people's channel. That is a definite no. So please be warned. Otherwise, it's like what's going to happen. And I hope you respect those comments as well. Thank you. Big up to Mason, by the way. Hi to you, mate. I'm going to go into the comments before we get back to you again. Anna, hi to Leslie. And please like and subscribe. Yeah, surely. Thank you, Mr. Eckert. Hi to you, mate. Hi to Jules. She's welcome to you as well. Hi to you as well. And Bank's a nightmare, so I'm not a member anymore. Oh, Ian, what are you like, man? I've done a lot of things to you, Ian Eckert. I love you, and now you're going to do that? That ain't good enough. I'll have words to you later on, my guy. Not acceptable. And wherever you can. And I love coffee. Hi to you. He's a regular as well. Top guy as well. Hope you're okay, coffee. And I've got one here for Aragon Guna. I fear you lot more than the Chavs. Come on, you got us, and thank you so much for the £2 super chat or donation card donation. Thank you very much indeed. As long as you win on Sunday, and we've got a few comments as well, so I'm mixed up. Not surprised there. Right, we are going to talk about yesterday's game between Newcastle and Southampton. We won by 3-1, and it was a massive game. We had to win that game because obviously we're in third place at the moment in time in the Champions League. And Anna, tell us about yesterday's game and how did you enjoy that game yesterday? It was a 3-1 win, but we had to win that game.
It was, I mean, the first half, I was a bit concerned about where it was going, I'll be honest. I mean, I think you could tell that they had heavy legs and that it had been a long week. But I feel like even now with this team, you never lose doubt. Even when you do go behind, you think Eddie knows what he's doing. You've got to trust the process. And I think, you know, taking Gordon off at half time and bringing Wilson on was 100% the right decision. Wilson changed the game for me.
Yeah.
I think he just sort of knew perfectly when to get into those positions, and he was always ready and eager to get behind that ball. So honestly, can't complain. A win's a win. I mean, it wasn't the prettiest win that we've had this season by any means. I mean, it was no Tottenham thrashing, but I think we looked confident in that second half, and I was impressed with what I saw with Wilson. I definitely think that you know, that competition with Isak has done him the world of good.
Yeah, absolutely, and absolutely. I mean, I looked at the team yesterday. Anthony Gordon, I think he needed game time. I thought he had two good chances. One of them he hit the side netting, and also he had a shot one-on-one when Isak played the ball over the top to him. One-on-one, kind of clean through and beat the keeper, but it hit the post out for a goal kick. And for me personally, I think Anthony Gordon's unlucky to be taken off at half time because he wanted to get Callum Wilson on, which we know he's turned the game. Eddie Howe has got a tactical nous, yeah. He knows exactly what to do. He's got that. And I asked myself that question myself, has he got that tactical nous? Has he got a plan B? And it's been proved yesterday.
Definitely, I agree. I mean, I did think, you know, Gordon probably was the one that seemed like he had the most life in that first half. He was the one that sort of had the most to give, obviously, as he's played slightly less than a lot of the players that were in that team yesterday. But I still think there's a long way to go with him. He's not the strongest of players. I don't want to knock him because, I mean, I think, you know, Eddie Howe will work his magic on him over time. But for me, he just needs to gain a little bit more strength. And, you know, I think it'll get there. We've just got to give him time.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. And you know what it is, right? I mean, I've got to give him time because what it is, Everton fans are giving him a lot of stick. Comes to us. Just think, right? We'd be Champions League. They'd be Championship. You know what I mean?
We're not worried about them.
No, not about Everton. Let's sort our problem suit, and we sort our problem suit. That is getting to the Champions League football. I'm going to go to some more comments. Are flying through the roof. Keep them coming in, please, people. And if you've got any questions to Anna, then please, just don't be scared. Ask a load of questions as well. If I can hide to you. Yes, I did. I called him by mistake, and we chatted very, very well. I called Paul Pete yesterday. So embarrassing, man. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, Paul, if you're watching, mate. And brilliant subs. Arteta, take notes. Absolutely. I John and Anna John, one of many links. And endless. What do you know about Paulo Dybala? Plays for Roma, and this guy is absolutely brilliant. He really is a good player. I mean, he gets a lot of injuries. I get that, but bottom line is, when he plays, he can play as a false nine. He can play wide, left-footed. I think this guy is really good player. He's 29 years of age. I like him, and people say he's too old. Listen, he's still got it, and he's a World Cup winner. And that was class calling. Yeah, it was funny. I do apologize. And now we got to Europe. This is what we say. We are Jones. Super Jones is our king. And took it off Eddie Howe. I mean, he's done a fantastic job, hasn't he? He really has. Anna?
Hello, can you hear me? Am I still here?
I can. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Go for Eddie Howe. What a job he's done in 18 months. Just think where we were 18 months ago, bottom of the table, to where we are today.
I think it's unbelievable, really. I mean, the amount of doubters he had when he came in was just, I mean, it was totally unfair because, I mean, he did an amazing job at Bournemouth too, in my opinion. I mean, he brought them back from the bottom up, really, didn't he? So, I mean, you knew he had the capabilities of turning the side around, and I think, you know, it's just the job he's done is amazing, and the improvement in the players that were already here under previous managers has just been ridiculous.
Absolutely. And look at the way he's turned Joe Linton's career, Jacob Murphy's career. It's unbelievable, man. I mean, those two could save us millions in the transfer market in the summer, but we still need to cover out as well. Joe Linton, first of all, what a player he is. He's an absolute beast. What a transformation for what he was a couple of years ago under Steve Bruce. And this is what winds us up, right? I mean, Steve Bruce kind of get a best out of players like Joe Linton, Sean Longstaff, and Jacob Murphy. Eddie Howe comes in and he turns into winners.
Unreal. I mean, Joe Linton is just a prime example. I mean, under Steve Bruce, you could just tell that morale just wasn't there. And I think, you know, Steve Bruce's attitude reflected that a little bit. The morale just wasn't there. The morale wasn't there with the fans, with the club, with everyone involved. And I think, you know, the takeovers happened and people have a lot to say about that, and that's fair enough. People are entitled to that opinion. But I think, you know, the turnaround and the morale is probably, I keep saying, I think 60% of it is morale and 40% of it is, you know, the training and all of the graft that Eddie Howe's put in with them. But I think, you know, morale does go a long way.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And let's look at the team and Eddie pitch yesterday. I mean, Sean Longstaff is out injured with a broken foot. How long is he going to be out for? I don't know. ASM not quite fit, but he could be coming back on Sunday. And he's still playing 4-3-3. I mean, Nick Pope, right? I mean, I like him, right? But his contribution of it hasn't been great. I mean, his contribution hasn't been the best. I mean, his touch is heavy and his distribution's been quite poor. But I like him.
You know, I do too. I mean, I don't feel like he's let us down particularly this season. I think he's done a job and he's done it very well. I mean, apart from the Liverpool game, I don't know what on earth went on that day. I try not to think about that. But you know, I think I agree with you. He's kicking could do with some work. But I mean, again, at the end of the day, sometimes these things take time, and I know Eddie Howe, and I trust the process. But I don't think he's let us down particularly, and I think he's a good guy, and I do think he'll stay with the team going forward. But you know, looking forward into the Champions League next season, hopefully, you know, it's something to think about. We've got to have options there, and I don't think Dubravka's really the option in this case. I think he'll be gone in the summer.
Yeah, I think he will. So is Mark Gillespie as well. And I think Lois as well could be on this way as well. I've got some more comments as well coming in, and I'll be back in just a little bit. And got a question from Jules for you, Anna. At the start of the season, where did you see us finishing in the league?
This is the thing. I don't think anyone knew what their expectations were going to be for this season. I suppose I saw us sort of finishing mid-table. I never expected this. You know, I felt like the morale was going to be there and was going to be better. And I was, you know, I think everybody would have been happy with finishing about 8th or 9th this season, just to see the progress based on, you know, where we'd gone based from the takeover. But I don't think anyone thought we'd be sitting 3rd at this point in the season. It's just absolutely amazing. And, you know, I'm pleased I was wrong.
Yeah, I'd love to be wrong as well. I've always said that top the 8th place in the cup run as well. Got to the final, didn't show up on the day, unfortunately, but here we are.
I still don't think we embarrassed ourselves in that cup final. You know, I think, you know, we didn't play badly, and I think we were unlucky on the day, and sometimes that's just how it goes. But you know, it is what it is, and it's definitely progress from where we were at, so can't complain.
Absolutely, absolutely. They got one for Mason. I thought the first should have been ruled out by VAR because Lafayette did foul Bruno. No, he didn't, Mason. He took the ball first, then took the player out. That was definitely a goal. That was not a foul. Press conference yesterday after the game, Howe said Longstaff injury is not serious. Now, we don't know how long he's going to be out for, and we'll just have to wait and see. This press conference on Sunday gets a massive game against Arsenal. Even to Truls from Norway, I hope you're fine. Two more, John. Two more. Yeah, I think we'll do it this season, 100%. We've got to beat these teams as well. Even to Tom as well. Big up to Tom. Big up to Steve. I thought top half of the cup run, to be fair. Even to Alan Little. Hi to Alan. We missed Bruno in the final. Did we miss Bruno in the final? He did. We did. Big time.
And that was. I feel like the team never looks as gel together when Bruno's not there. I do think he holds that team together a little bit.
He does. That guy is absolutely unreal. Absolutely unreal. Big up to Jan as well. Hi to Jan. John, love to get Lafayette in the Toon. I tell you what, he's a baller. He had a great game yesterday. He really did. Full of running, pace, trickery, skill. And some of the time sort of thing, we just couldn't do him at all whatsoever. But he's available. I'd like to take it 110%. If cup final had been April, we would have won, in my opinion. I think we would have done.
Yeah.
I think we would have done.
Definitely. But, I mean, we've beat United since, haven't we? So, you know, I think it's just all about luck of the draw, really.
It certainly is. It certainly is. And you know what it is, right? We've just got to deal with it as well. The one player I want to talk about as well, I mean, we touched on Jacob Murphy. I mean, he's transformed as well.
Oh, honestly, I don't know who that man is, but unbelievable. Like, who he's become. I mean, like, it's just ridiculous. But again, I think, like, you can see the passion in the player, and I think that's really important. I mean, he's supported Newcastle all his life. He wants to be here. He wants to work hard. And I think he's always worked hard. I think sometimes just the end result hasn't been there for him. But I think he definitely is becoming a more well-rounded player.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also want to talk about the man of the minutes as well. Alex Isak. I mean, he cost 63 million quid. Everyone's thinking he's the new Henry. First of all, is he world class now? Or would you say he's going to be world class in a couple of years' time? For me, I think it's going to be the latter.
I don't know. I think give the man time, and next season, I think next season we'll see the full picture with him. Because obviously we've had this back end of the season, but you know, injuries and all sorts have sort of got in the way from us seeing his full potential, I think. So I think next season I'll pass a better judgment on where he's going to be. But he's looked unbelievable for the last few months. It's just been crazy.
I tell you what it is with Isak as well. This guy has got a lot. He's got skills. He's got pace. He's 6'4", and I tell you what as well, he is such a player. I think he had a great game yesterday for me as well. Beautiful assist for Callum as well. And while Lockie can play up front, he can play wide as well, and can take on players as well. But could that be the end of St. Maximin?
I just don't know. I think, you know, St. Maximin's inconsistency lets him down a little bit in these sort of big games, and you know, he is also another player that's very injury prone, and I just think there's a lot of factors with St. Maximin where, you know, he's going to struggle. But obviously, at the end of the day, you don't know. We've got to have the options there, and it's good that there's going to be this fight for those positions. I think that's really important, and it's healthy for the players. I think Wilson has thrived on that pressure of being put under pressure by Isak. So, do you know, it's a good thing, and hopefully St. Maximin will come back better than ever, and that'll be amazing. But when Isak goes out to the left, I just think he looks unbelievable. When he goes a bit wider, honestly, I think him and Wilson gel really well as a pair more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you look at the first goal Southampton scored. I mean, I just said to Mason that he said that was a foul, but it wasn't a foul at all. He took the ball first, clearly took the ball first, and they scored from it. Players played wide to Lafayette, and then the ball crossed in for Stuart Armstrong. He seems to score against us every time we face us this year, and he scored a good finish, by the way. Good work move. But do you think Southampton looked a good team yesterday? Because to me, while watching them, I thought they looked well drilled. I thought they played well. I thought they were full of running, and you know, they made it tough for us.
You know, I really think they frustrated us yesterday, to be honest. I think first half, I thought they looked a good team. They didn't look a relegation team to me. But, you know, I think second half got them, they were a little bit tired out by then. I think we're good at doing that to teams. We tire them out. We put them under that pressure. That's why I wasn't worried after that first goal. I was like, listen, there's still plenty of time. At the end of the day, like I said to you yesterday, it's a game of two halves. So... You know, I think they did look a good team, but I thought second half they didn't have that same gel that they did in the first.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I thought they looked good, but the second half, I mean, Eddie made a change. He brought on Callum Wilson on for Anthony Gordon. I mean, I thought Anthony Gordon first half, I mean, got hooked, and I thought he did okay, but the two chances he had were he could have done better. But look, at the end of the day, he made a change, and then it made a difference when Isak put a lovely cross in for Wilson, and he just scooped in, beat past the keeper.
Yeah, I mean, I did think, you know, Gordon had a run at them, but some of these chances need to be converted, and I just think, you know, I think the strength's a factor in that. I did feel he looked a little bit weak. I mean, no disrespect to the player, because at the end of the day, he's very young and he's got very far to go. But, you know, I think, you know, that strength element's missing at the minute, and that, you know, over sort of the summer, that's something that can be worked on, you know. And I think come next season, hopefully he'll be in a better position going forward.
Yeah. 23 years of age, yes, as well. Wow.
Just so young.
He is, isn't he? And let's go for some more comments as well. And I've got, please get these comments coming through. And Truls is saying, if we play both Wilson and Isak, we have no quarrels. Yep, absolutely. But I don't think anyone will play two at this moment, because you only got two strikers. You need another striker in the summer as well. Osman would be nice, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. I'm with you, Alan. Let's just chance it to Alan. The bench will be a lot poorer if Isak and Wilson played. That's true. Spurs should be in a relegation dogfight, not fighting for the top four. Do you know what? I tell you what, Spurs are a poor team. Let's be real. Let's be real. Bruno suspended for the final. Yes, he did play for the final. I think that was Joel Linton. And I tell you what, I think he was missed. miss. John, would you say ASM, if you get the right money for him, would you sell him for the right money?
Not at this moment in time, no. I think at the moment our squad is too sparse to sell players like St. Maximum. I think once we start building a squad and, you know, have those bench players, because I definitely think we need to strengthen our bench, then that's the time where you can think about selling him if he wants to go. But, you know, at the minute, I would say no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, if he is going to go, the only time I sell ASM, if we buy a player called Kvaratskhelia for Napoli, that's the only time I will sell him. If not, he ain't going anywhere, because Kvaratskhelia is a world-class player. He's a young player with Napoli doing bits as well. If you haven't checked him out, that guy, for me, is the best left winger in world football today. And that's my opinion.
Wow.
And got on St. Jules, need my Toon fixed, been on a couple of hours, missed already, bless. Yeah, we should not sell ASM. There's loads we need to sell before ASM, in my opinion. Yes, Jules, I have to agree there, mate. Yeah, and he got a 3-game ban as well. The second goal, it came from left-wing corner, I think it was, and Theo Walcott scored an own goal. I'll call Theo Walcott B-Tech Southampton because he looks like him.
He does, to be fair.
He is, isn't he? But that's what I call him. But it was a good finish though by the guy, but he's just gone the wrong net though.
You know, I was baffled watching it. I was thinking, I couldn't even work out who it had hit off, because obviously we sit up in that Lisa's corner. Honestly, I was like, did it come off Botman? Did it come off Walcott? Did it come off Bruno? Who did it hit? I was baffled, and then obviously it came through as the own goal in the end. But you know, I mean, it wasn't the prettiest goal in the world, but it did the job.
Yeah, very, very true. I mean, that put us 2-1 up, and then for me, that was game over. I think was in control of the game. Southampton didn't offer us anything that much. I think Spenber made a brilliant clearance for the through ball. I think it might be for Walker. If he had not made that clearance, then we would have had problems as well. But we had an offside goal as well. It was definitely offside. The cross came in from the left. Southampton missed it. Fell to Callum Wilson. Finished it well though, but it was offside. Why did it took so damn long for VAR? What were they doing? Were they having a lunch in the VAR room or something?
Honestly, I think I couldn't believe it. I thought that's one of the most clear offsides I've ever seen VAR go to, and it took them that long. It was just silly. I mean, if it's offside, it's offside, but just make the decision and get on with it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy, man. It's just offside. We all know that. It's offside, done. And then we got a second goal a couple minutes later, that sort of thing we should discuss. But the third goal, I mean, like, great persistence by, I think it was Isak, great persistence by him. It fell nicely to Callum Wilson, round the defender, round the keeper, into the back of the net. 3-1, game, set, match.
Sorted, yeah. And I mean, after that, I think we just looked comfortable, didn't we? I think that second half we went back into that routine of looking comfortable, and I think, you know, that showed. And I mean, Wilson was always in the right place at the right time yesterday, I felt, and you know, that's really important and as a striker. And you know, I thought, you know, him and Isaac linked up great.
Little and large partnership here. I mean, Callum Wilson 5 foot. Obviously, Callum Wilson's 5'11". He's 5'11". And don't look at it, but he is 5'11", I think. And Isak is a big guy, 6'4". Let's go to some more comments. Yeah, you're right. It was Pope who's got banned. And watch West Ham game. Seems a long ago, but ASM played good in that game. Would not sell. I wouldn't sell him either. Trules. Let's chat to Trules. Vera and he's checking out who the ball came off, and they couldn't conclude it was the defender. It was a goal, and he was offside when it was played, but looking at the back sort of it's definitely offside, mate. Then it's up for debate. But first, getting out of hand, he's a big sorted out next season. Also, time waste needs to be sorted out as well. I've got his Pope and not Bruno. As the flag didn't go up and the goal was given on the pitch, the VAR couldn't tell a goal should have stood. That's fair enough. VAR was checking to see if the ball came off the Saints player. If it had done, then it would have been 2-1. Am I right? It didn't touch him. It went straight to Wilson. There you go. And as to not being offside, if that was the case. And Leslie, chatting to Beer, thank you very much, Jules. And quite a few of us thought Wilson was finished in December, me included. I can't lie, but good to see him proving us wrong. I mean, look, last year, you know, 1 assist, 1 goal in 3 months. And for me, that ain't good enough.
Yeah.
But what he's done, Anna, is come out, right, and said, you know what? I'm going to prove you guys wrong. me included. And there you go.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I tried not to judge the man too quickly, but it did look worrying at one point, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, like I said before, I think that competition with Isak has been really healthy for him, and it's really helped him out. I mean, he scored 8 goals or something this month and 1 assist. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's amazing, and you know, he fully deserves it. He works hard, and you know, I think he's got a level of strength that maybe Isak doesn't have quite so much. So I think they complement each other really nicely, and I think going forward, you know, having that choice of rotation is going to be really, really helpful to this team.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And you know what it is, like, this is a team I think is going to go a long way. I mean, people say that, oh, this squad's not good enough for Champions League. But what people don't understand is we do get a Champions League, 2 more wins, then we will improve on the players. We are going to have to compete. We're going to have to get a couple of players in. I mean, Musa Diaby's name's been mentioned a lot, and also mentions James Maddison. And also, this is a surprise to a few people, right? Mike Maignan from Milan is being linked as well with us. If we get Champions League, 53 million quid release clause. For me, he is the best keeper in Europe alongside Diogo Costa as well. Let's go to some more comments. Any questions to Anna, please give her that question. Anything you like, football related, of course. Quite a few of us thought, I think I've read that as well. And 10, mate, no caps, please, mate. But Champions League, here we go. Thank you very much indeed. Wilson Super Sub and Tender said, if you get Champions League next season, what would expectations be for us next season? For me, I want us to get a European place, make the knockouts of the Champions League and win a domestic cup. For me, if you get Champions League, that'd be quite an achievement.
Yeah, I mean, that in itself is an achievement. And I think, you know, no matter how that goes for us, it's all a process and it's a learning curve. And we'll just see how it goes, to be honest. It's a different boat to what we're playing in now. So we'll see how we fare amongst the rest of Europe, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to take Mike Maignan, Milan goalkeeper. If he's linked with us, right, and he comes in, who's going to be number 1, Maignan or Nick Pope?
Yeah.
It's got to be Maignan all day long.
Yeah.
But do we need a goalkeeper, though? Do we need a goalkeeper in the summer? Probably not.
I don't know. I think, you know, Nick Pope hasn't done much to let us down thus far, but, you know, I do think Dubravka will be gone in the summer. You know what? I think he does deserve first team football somewhere and he will get it. And I think, you know, it would be good to have that competition for Pope because I don't really think there's any there at the minute.
Absolutely. We're going to go through this as these comments. So we've gone back on the player ratings. Please hit the like, subscribe as well if you're already new, and do follow Anna at @A_. Give us your socials there.
Well, it's Anna Johnson with an underscore before the first N on Twitter, and it's Anna Johnson on Instagram with a dot after the A.
Thank you very much. I'll ask you again at the end of the show. Wicked Lassa, hi to you, mate. I hope you're okay. I hope you enjoyed the game yesterday. And let's chat to Tools. Big thumbs up for John and Anna. Thank you very much indeed, Lee. I appreciate that. May not over Pope, but both are very good. Out of the 2 for me, Maignan is a world-class keeper. And do John and Anna have their passports ready to attend the Champions League games?
Always ready. Always ready.
It's in the drawer. I was going to get out just... I'm not going to do content. I'm not going to do the content impression. You better man there. You better take it. The Barker and Gareth are likely to leave. It looks like it. And just left come out. Yeah. And now it's gone. Jeez, bless you, Jules as well. Right, we're going to go to the player ratings as well on yesterday's game. I mean, we give up each player a rate of between a 1 and 10 out of 10. It includes the managers and the fans as well. And we'll go back to Les John. We'll have to check after show, but it's definitely happened to me. We definitely chat about Les in a bit. Definitely. Who should we get in? Historically, let's bring Barca back to St. James's Park. I love that as well. Can you imagine that? Barca, Madrid, Bayern Munich, yeah? I mean, also smash the stadium down to compete with Bayern Munich at times. They cannot win a title. There you go. Right, let's go to player ratings. We'll quite bang this as well, I'm sure, Anna. We're going to start with Nick Pope. Listen, he didn't have much to do yesterday, right?
No, not really. I mean, I had 1 or 2 chances, but, you know, nothing really seemed to bother him. I think that goal we deserved, and I didn't think it was really his fault, to be honest. So, you know, not much to do, but he was sturdy and did what he needed to.
Cool. How many marks out of 10 would you give him?
We'll go 7, just because he didn't have too much work to do.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's your play rating, it's not mine, by the way. So you did it. And let's go to the right back. Kieran Trippier. I mean, listen, he got done by Armstrong's first goal, but a set piece delivery was really, really good. He upped this game in the second half. And you know what? I think he had a good second half.
Yeah, I would agree. I think his delivery was really strong second half. I mean, I couldn't keep count of the amount of corners we had. So, you know, I think, yeah, distribution was good. Can't complain. You know, looked sturdy when he needed to be. So, you know, I'd say maybe an 8 for Trippier. Considering, other than that first goal, I know that there was a mistake there, but, you know, it happens. And I think second half he came back and he looked really strong.
And stuff. Go through. I just going to move some more comments as well before we go on to the other side. Is Dan Burn. Wilson did well considering he was apparently no longer good enough for the Prem and finish. I was proved wrong as well, Foxy. And Foxy is expert of South American football. And hope you get Rafinha would be class. I think it'd be fantastic for us. And let's just chat to 10. Great win for us. It was indeed. 8 out of 10 for Pope. Bit generous early, but it's your player ratings. It's your choice. He did look finish, though. Foxy, thank God, he came good again. Trip to 7, and face I like Coffee so super positive Fiddy, but big up to him. Let's go on to the other side. Dan Burn. I mean, he got his place back at left back after an illness. I thought he defended well, but the things that Dan Burn, I mean, he tackles well. Right, and he gives the support, but for me, it's just a steady performance from him yesterday. Wasn't exciting, just a steady performance.
I mean, I thought he did all right. I mean, first half he stood out to me a little bit. I think, you know, he looked, out of the players that we had, he looked sort of the less sluggish. But I suppose he didn't start on Thursdays, so maybe that was just the extra energy in his legs. But it's just the pace is just lacking a little bit with Burn to be playing as a left back. Obviously, I know he's out of position, playing at left back, and you know, it's not his first position, but. You know, I thought he did all right. He definitely didn't do much wrong where, you know, you could sit and complain about him. So, again, I'd probably give him a 7. I think he put in a decent shift.
Fair enough. And let's go on to the defenders. Fabian Scheer. I mean, listen, he wasn't effective yesterday. But, I mean, again, the first half passes were wayward for me, if I'm honest with you. But the second half is wayward. The second half is better.
Yeah, no, again, I agree. I think first half looked a little bit sloppy, to be honest. But, you know, I mean, he did pick up a little knock, didn't he, earlier in the week? And I just think maybe it wasn't wise for him to start all 3 games this week. But, you know, trust the process with Eddie. And, you know, 3 wins in the bag, so can't complain. Yeah, a little bit wayward, but he definitely didn't stand out to me yesterday. So I'm between a 6 and a 7. Maybe a 6 for yesterday, based on previous performances when we know how well that Charlton play now.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's cool enough. 6 out of 10. Sven Botman. I mean, look, he done an assist for the second goal, and nearly grabbed a goal for us. I'd love to see him score, by the way. However, I mean, he's composed on the ball again, did his bit, and you know, look, he needs a goal, and I hope he does score a goal. But however, I think he did well yesterday.
I think he did well too. I think I never feel too concerned with Botman. I think he's very consistent, very strong. You know, I think him and Shaw are a really nice partnership that they've got going there. So yeah, I would probably give Botman an 8. I think he put in a solid shift and did well. Yeah,
Jules and giving Share a 10 out of 10. Not quite. It was my way. And that's the back four sorted out. Let's go into the midfield. We're going to go on to Bruno Guimaraes. I mean, he wasn't his best yesterday. First off, he lost the ball, which cost us a goal. He looked a bit sluggish by his high standards for me. But at the end of the day, he had a chance in the first half. He went past the post. But for me, he makes a couple, 3 or 4 key passes. And he won some duels as well. I think second half slightly better for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think they all played slightly better second half, being realistic. I didn't think it was Bruno's best game. You know, you don't very often see Bruno giving the ball away. It's a rare sight, really, in that team. So I think maybe a 7 for Bruno. I think, you know, he never looks bad. He never looks dreadful. You know, I think he put in a decent shift, second half especially, like you say, a few key passes, and I think, you know, we've seen better performances, but not by any means a poor performance either.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a world-class player, this guy. I love the guy. No, it's no buts, but wasn't as great as yesterday. But I thought Romeo Lavia would have been man of match for Southampton, by the way. Let's go on to Joel Linton. I mean, look, I think he struggled in the first half. He's given the ball away in bad areas, not just the first time, he's done it quite a few times in the game, but got better in second half. I mean, he bust a gut, but the real shift in second half for me, and the second half was better than the first half for Big Joe.
Yeah, again, agree. Like I say, they were all better second half, really. They look more alive, more awake. I don't know what Eddie said to them at half time, but you never know. So again, yeah, not his best shift. Looked a little bit weak first half, but you know, still a 7. Still was better. You know, the second half pulled him back a little bit. Because it probably would have been a 5 or a 6 without that second half. But you know, I think he put in a shift second half. He always puts a shift in. So yeah, probably about a 7.
Champion Joe Willock. For me, I mean, he done his best, like, you know, I mean, he looked a bit tired in parts as well. He still put a massive shift in for me, winning the ball back in possession, sustaining our attacks. But he was a real menace for the Southampton players in the second half, and they just couldn't handle him in the second half for me.
No, I agree. I mean, I think Willock's been unbelievable for the past few months. Absolutely fantastic. And again, I thought he did look tired in parts, but put a shift in, put some grey balls in, you can't complain. Some of his deliveries just absolutely immense, is amazing. So probably an 8 for Willock for me. I think, you know, again, not his best performance, but I think he definitely put a good shift in.
8 out of 10 for Willock. Okay, cool. Anthony Gordon. Look, he missed a big chance in the first half, 1-on-1, hit the post out for a goal kick. And as well, he makes a good runs, beats his man, but some of the decisions were wrong for me. And look, it'll get better. But for me, I didn't think it was this great game yesterday for me, missing that chance. He really got a chance, he got to put him away, and he didn't do that.
Yeah, I know, I agree. I mean, I think at the end of the day, he's quick. But for me, that's about where it ended, you know. He was creating those chances, but he couldn't do nothing with them because he just didn't have the strength to hold the ball up for me.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it was very frustrating to watch with all the runs that he did make. There just was no end product with it, and it was difficult to watch, I thought. So I would probably give Gordon about a 6 for the half that he played, to be honest.
Fair, and he got hooked in the first half as well as a victim of Eddie's tactics to get Callum in as well. Jacob Murphy, for me, I thought he was quiet, especially in the first half.
Yeah.
But he's got a of energy, but he got faded into the game. And I think Eddie was right to take him off at the Miron just after the hour mark for me. I mean, it just wasn't a vintage Jacob Murphy performance, but yeah, what can I say?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't Murphy's best game. I agree. He sort of faded into the background a little bit today, and I didn't expect that after the last few games that he's had. I mean, he's been unbelievable. But you know, I think again, you know, it's a process, and not every game he's not going to be outstanding every game. I don't think many players are. So I probably would give Murphy a 6 as well. I think, you know, he did his best, but he didn't really do a great deal. He did fade into the background a bit.
He did. Got one there from Isak as well. Second half, he caused some massive issues as well. Playing on the left, or deployed on the left, caught on his side. He did an assist for Callum Wilson. And first time he was quiet. I'm not going to drive it. Played that ball over the top for Gordon, which we know that he hit the post out as well. Southampton could not live with him in the second half at all whatsoever.
No, I mean, I don't think many defenders can live with him, to be honest. I think the way he's playing, his form he's in, unbelievable. You know, some of them, when he moves out to the left, some of those balls that he's putting in are unbelievable. I just think, you know, he's so young as well, and he's got so much potential. But I thought he put in a good game yesterday. You know, he was probably one of the more consistent of our players throughout the game. I think he still looked stronger first half. I mean, it wasn't his best half of football, but he definitely didn't look poor by any means. So yeah, I'd probably give he's at a 9, to be honest. I think, you know, some of the delivery that he put in was amazing. For all he didn't score, I think he was still probably one of our most important players after Wilson in that game.
Brilliant stuff. How many did you give him?
A 9, sorry.
9? Sorry, it's my fault. I couldn't hear you the first time. I do apologise. 9 out of 10 for Alex. Let's go on to the substitutions. Callum Wilson came on for Anthony Gordon, and you know what? He totally stole the show. I mean, on another day, he could have got a hat trick. and he scored 2 important goals as well, beautifully, by the way. And surely now he's got to be A+ player of the season for me. And what would you give him? Second half.
Oh, honestly, I think he absolutely terrorized them. To be honest, I thought he was really, really just strong and so good in getting those positions at the right time. So I mean, I can see the comments flying in about giving him an 11. But I don't think they're far wrong. I think, he's as close to a 10 as you were going to get yesterday in that team.
You're going to give him a 10?
Oh, go on, I'll give him a 10 because I did think he was really what he did. He played amazing. He didn't put a foot wrong for me.
He did. Absolutely. Let's go on to Miggy Almiron came on for Jacob Murphy. I thought he looked lively. I thought he was a bit better than Thursday night. But the thing is, though, he does not look match fit at all. However, he'll get there. But nothing to get excited about from this guy.
No, I think, we all had a bit high expectations for him at the minute after the time he had at the back end of last year. But I agree, doesn't look fully fit. So probably a 7 for Miggy yesterday. Nothing really to write home about.
Being generous on Miggy there on 7, but it's your ratings, by the way.
My ratings.
Your ratings. You won't give him a 7? You give him a 7.
I give him a 7.
Fair enough. I would probably give him a 6. Elliot Anderson and Matt Ritchie, I mean, they didn't get much time, didn't they, whatsoever? So I'll probably give them a standard 5. We was at the match yet. We was at the game yesterday. The fans.
Oh, well, first half, I thought it was a little bit flat, to be honest, with the fans. But, second half, obviously, a bit of confidence boost gets the place going a little bit, doesn't it? So, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, Southampton brought more fans than I thought they would too. So that added to the atmosphere a little bit, considering how far down south Southampton is. But in terms of Newcastle fans, I don't know. Maybe I'll give them a 7 because I've seen the atmosphere better in there, definitely.
Fair enough. 7 out of 10. What's worrying me is that we haven't kept a clean sheet in ages, apart from the Man U home game. That's 14 games ago. 14 games played, 1 clean sheet.
Yeah, I mean, for having one of the better defenses in the league, it has slacked a little bit recently, I'd say. But at the end of the day, you look at how many goals Arsenal have conceded this season and where they are. It's a worry, but I don't think it's the biggest worry, to be honest.
Okay, fair dues. What about the referee?
I thought the referee. It's not the worst refereeing performance I've seen this season, let's be honest. It's really not. I think, gave some decisions our way, which, other referees potentially would have overlooked a little bit. So, I definitely have seen worse refereeing performances. You're always going to be biased towards your own team when it comes to refereeing decisions. So the referee, I'd give him a 7. I think he did fine. I mean, I'm never going to give a referee higher than an 8 because I think, like I say, everyone's biased towards their own team. But I think he did all right. He did all right.
Yeah, fair dues. Look much better with Isak, worse than Miggy. Look much better with Isak, worse than Miggy. 8 for Miggy. His passing work was brilliant. Southampton lost possession a number of times and collapsed at the end. As for my Foxy. And I'm going to go on to ours. He says a 10. John's channel 10 out of 10. Thank you very much indeed. Coffee. Referee gets a 7 from Truls. And referee gets a 6 from Lee. We've been quite lucky with injuries in our backline all season. Absolutely right. Hardly any injuries at the back as well. Not a question, but I can say Anna's made a great debut on the channel. Here's to many more shows.
Thanks.
That is amazing. And thanks for that one, Jules, for your kind words there. And Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe is just... I always trust the process with that man, and I think it was so clever bringing Wilson on at half-time. He knew exactly what he was doing, and it paid off. And I think his subs are always very impactful. I can understand the team he started. I can understand why Gordon came into the fold and stuff yesterday, sorry, And I think, I just always... trust the direction that he's taken that team in. So Howe gets a 10 always from me.
Eddie Howe gets a 10 out of 10. That is absolutely brilliant. 29 people watching live as well, by the way, which is pretty good. Thank you very much for the watchers as well. If you haven't subscribed, then please hit that subscribe button, please, if you can. Thank you very much indeed. And got one there from Truls. Great job, Anna.
Thank you.
Absolutely excellent, Anna. Thank you very much. And
thanks, everyone.
House and 9. Anna's a top guest. Be a Viking. Thank you. Big up to Ian as well. Now, Ian, I met Ian a few times, and his son is absolutely lovely. And I tell you what, and Ian's a great guy, and he loves to crack a joke as well. Big up to Ian, my guy, and I hope you're fine. And I hope you have a fantastic evening as well. We're coming on my channel soon, I hope. And thank you, Leslie. And everything side to steps. And Anna is awesome. There you go. Right, we're gonna wrap the show up there, and I know you're quite busy, lass, as well. You got to see your friends as well, so I don't want to hold you up on that one as well. But I do have a quick review behind the scenes for just 2 minutes after the show, if that's okay. And Anna, can you tell our viewers again where you can find you, please, on your socials?
Yes, so I'm on Twitter. It's Anna Johnson with an underscore after the first A, and also on Instagram, it's Anna Johnson with a dot after the first A.
Brilliant stuff. And the links are in the description as well. And please do follow Anna as well on the social media. She'll give you a follow back as well. Bye to I Like Coffee. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Ian. Love to you, man. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Jules, as well. And guys, if you like the video, like what you say, then please have to hit the like subscribe button, please. And also super chat is open, and if you like to become a member, it's just 99p as well. Well, Ian's letting us down anyway. I'll be having words with him, by the way. He comes back on again. He loves us as well. But big up to Ian if he's still there. Probably he's back to his wife. Show's getting better all the time. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mason. Thanks, Jules, and everyone in the chat. So let's get John to 5k subs by June, which is a real doer. Thank you, Coffee. And thank you very much indeed, Ian, again as well. And that's all we've got time for today. I know it's a short one, and I should be back hopefully tomorrow. It could be the transfer show. Wednesday, I'll be doing the Premier League with Lottie. And Thursday, it's Arsenal PV show as well. Keep your eyes peeled for that. I have a quick review, and as well. But thank you so much for joining. And until then, we've got that win. 2 more wins for the Champions League. Take care, guys. Let's do it.